Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Real quick, I wanted to go live today so that we can just connect, understand, and understand a few things and a few items. We are across all of our platforms this afternoon. Peace and blessings. Welcome, welcome. We're going to go ahead and get into this hip hop gospel as it pertains to the life and legacy of Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace. Rest in love. Rest in honor, our brother. We're going to go ahead and get into it so that we can start off on the right note as it pertains to affirmations, affirming our own selves. This is hip hop at its highest, at its best, for the highest, most, best reasons possible, for the highest amount of good and the most amounts of good for the most amount of people. See, I got this instrument on the background. You feel me? Hey, I see you on Instagram. I see you on IG. I see y'all throughout the YouTube spheres. But I'm gonna be reading the first instrument that was penned by KRS-One, and I got a story about that as it relates to Nipsey Hussle as well. And it's just kind of crazy. I know everybody posting photos and RIPs and trying to, uncover this man's legacy. But what I really want to do is cover the fact that if you feel like his work, oh man, it's been truncated, it's been cut off, shut down, understand and overstand that this work that has been carried out is still being carried out. We're at the highest points of peace in Los Angeles, and we've been there for about 10 to 12 years. So make no mistakes. Make no mistakes that there's been peace treaties. There's been things that have been in the works this entire time. We've been putting a lot of work in these streets. And so we don't want to take anything away from the work being done now or the work that is beginning to shine. Because our brother Nipsey's been doing the work. You feel what I'm talking about? I'm looking up stuff, notes, and letters that I wrote him and brought to the Marathon store and just dialoguing. Some call it politic and some call it just community work building. And that's just what we were always able to do, even with his busy schedule. So we're going to go ahead and get into the message of the day. The message of the day really is peace, love, unity, and safely having fun, which is the entire premise of hip hop. That is why it was exactly created. We're going to get into that in a little bit as well. Sorry I haven't been going live very often. A lot of these portals have been changing their terms as it pertains to being able to go live and such. Hold on one second. All right, cool. So we just want to get into it real quick. Once again, like if you support Nipsey's work, then you should be supporting anybody else's work that you see do good. And some people say, oh man, Nipsey just messed up, whatever. And that's true, it is messed up. But that don't mean that his life and legacy has to die out. And it shouldn't. And that's our responsibility because we are among the living. We are among those who are not in the ethers quite yet. We are the ones who are walking and womaning and manning this earth to make it a better place. You feel me? So we're going to get into it. Okay, so again, I'm reading from the Gospel of Hip Hop, the first instrument penned by none other than KRS-One for the Temple of Hip Hop. And we are on, let's see, what page is this? Page 402 if you have the book. If not, just listen. And when you get the book, you can go ahead and follow along. The book is also available on Amazon.com. I'm not an affiliate. I don't have an affiliate deal or anything like that. I just believe in hip hop and want to really push hip hop to the forefront in the ways that it needs to be in terms of healing, in terms of love, and in terms of community, peace, love, unity, and safely having fun. Okay, so the message and the quotation for the day today is the 9th, right? April 9th. The goddess manifests daily in our lives through our sisters, mothers, daughters, aunts, and wives. Okay? The goddess manifests daily in our lives through our sisters, mothers, daughters, aunts, and wives. That's a word right there. That's the word of the day right there when it pertains to affirming ourselves and all that kind of stuff. So I don't too much get into the whole looks of things and all of that stuff. But I became devastated when our brother was assassinated. And like many of you, I'm stunned. I couldn't even speak, until today. Like really, because just man, it's uncovering so much. And as we grieve, we're grieving together, we're mourning together, and we can also rise together, and we will also rise together. You feel what I'm saying? So it's nothing out of the ordinary too much, as if we cannot really push this peace, love, unity, and safely having fun thing, because that's very imperative to our own survival, to the survival of our children, and for future generations to come. So we're going to go ahead and get into the love side of hip hop, okay? Because it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. And if we're not careful, we will be misled. Truly, we will be misled. Let's be real with this. There's a lot going on, and I'm not going to speak on some of these things because it's still too sensitive. There's still a lot of just things to be in the works, and timing is everything. And so to not mislead, to not misconstrue, and to not mess up any investigations, I will not speak on certain subject matters. So at this point, I just want to speak on the love that this brother brought to communities, and how hip hop fits into that. Okay, so peep game. I'm just gonna read the chapter on love, man, and we could just go through that because, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't even know what to think. Even still, it's still very difficult to deal with, but together we can get through everything. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, together we can get through everything. So let's just get through it together. That's we all we got, right? We all we got, but we also all we need. Okay. This chapter is called The Love, and again, I'm reading from the Gospel of Hip Hop, the First Instrument, by none other than KRS-One. Find it on Amazon as well, and this chapter is also online on Amazon and available. It's called The Love. Before and beyond the collective history of our recording contracts, platinum sales awards, and tour dates, we've been direct recipients of a saving force, a spiritual form of intelligence which can only be described as love. But how soon did we forget who fed us when we were hungry, who taught us when we were ignorant, who clothed us when we were naked, who sheltered us when we were houseless? We were quick to pray for what we wanted in our time of need. But after we were out of danger or satisfied in some way, we forgot that we've just prayed to something, quote unquote, that actually responded. The question is, how serious are you about God? Many people believe in God, but only a tiny few actually appreciate God and show it with a life dedicated to union with God. How soon did we forget how helpless and vulnerable we were before the threats of our enemies were miraculously dealt with? How can we forget? Such forgetfulness is almost always reminded by a return to hunger and powerlessness. Miracles happen every day, but most people don't expect them, so they don't see them or experience them. Strange, kooky type events go on all the time, and people simply disregard them as coincidences or ignore them altogether. Then they criticize their own spiritual experiences as not real, childish, or naive. I told y'all we was gonna get into this. We're gonna get into this love thing because some people believe love is God, God is love, and it's interchangeable. And I'm one of those for sure. Like for sure, right? But when we look at it, what is that God consciousness? What does that mean? How do we really, where do we place that in hip hop, right? Like, how do we place that in hip hop? And I just remembered something that I also wanted to share about hip hop in terms of the entrepreneurialism and stuff like that, since that's one of the elements, and that's one that we can definitely celebrate all the more. as it pertains to hip hop and the hip hop nation, and just where we're at with things. Yeah, yeah, it's deep right now, but we got to deal with this. Let's do this. Let's go to, man, this mug is a slapper, ain't it? Man, I hope they don't ban me from these social media sites because I'm using this track. They be banning me, man. That's why I can't really go live the way that I used to, and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to place these in classroom formats online and send y'all the link because they keep blocking things. They keep doing it, and so since I'm not on punishment right now, I can go live on these platforms. But understand that it's even changing on YouTube. You can't go live on your phone no more. And how does that impact us as a community? It impacts us because a lot of these things that we film live, when the police do something and when people do things to us and to our communities and people in our communities, we're able to get that live and we're able to put it and push it in a way that even modern media can't. And we're ahead of modern media. And so I feel like this is kind of like something to kind of keep that at bay. You get what I'm saying? To keep that from happening so frequently, because now you have to have at least 1,000 followers to go live in public on YouTube. Now, Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same people, so they can very much just change their tune as well. And we know Snapchat is what Snapchat is, and we know Twitter is what Twitter is, and all of these other sites. But I believe that we should be creating our own so that we can go live when we want to, and we don't have to have 1,000 followers to go live on something. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to have all of these requirements just to film in public on our own devices, on an application at that, albeit a social media platform and application, but a mobile application, but still, you feel me? So, so let's get into the first overstanding. This is, I believe, like chapter 4 or 5. Again, I'm reading from the Gospel of HipHop, the first instrument, penned by none other than the Honorable KRS-One for the Temple of HipHop. So this is called the first overstanding, and this is on the subject matter of real hip-hop. Peace and much love. Verse 1, know this, like hip-hop itself, the gospel of hip-hop is to be lived, not just read. It is to be done, not just watched. It is to be expressed, not just studied and taught to others. For when you are hip-hop, you feel hip-hop. And it is through the feelings and emotions, the heart, that hip-hop's inner secrets are revealed. Studying hip-hop, debating hip-hop, and writing about hip-hop are like observing a fashionable suit in the window of a clothing store, while doing hip-hop, being hip-hop, and living hip-hop are like putting the suit on and walking around the town. There's simply no comparison. And this is what we call real hip-hop. Boom. Straight up right there. Bam. You feel me? Straight up real hip-hop. Okay? Verse 4, real hip-hop believes, believes, right? Be and lives hip-hop. For it is wise and for a real chef to be, for it is wise for a real chef to believe in the reality of cooking, and a real doctor to believe in and live from the reality of medicine. A real Christian is to believe and live in Christ as examples. Therefore, it is not equally wise for real hip-hoppers to believe and live hip-hop. On the other hand, why participate in something that you really do not fully be or live in? Quote unquote real relates to fixed or immovable things like land. When hip-hop is real to you, when it is fixed and immovable from your being, you are practicing real hip-hop. When something is real, it is considered to be genuine and or authentic. It is what proposes to be. It is not imaginary. It is actually existing and occurring to our physical senses. The term real hip-hop relates to the fixed conditions and genuine nature of hip-hop as it appears to our physical senses today. So this part right here, beginning in verse, 6, we're going to get into the elements of hip hop, right? So the elements of hip hop, right? Breaking, like breakdancing, b-boy, b-girl, MCing, an MC, graffiti art, right? DJing, beatboxing, street fashion, street language, street knowledge, and street entrepreneurialism. They're all fixed conditions of hip hop. These elements are permanent and immovable from the existence of hip hop. And this is capital HIP, capital HOP, by the way. These elements are real hip hop, capital letters. And those who promote and preserve these elements promote and preserve real hip hop. When these elements are not present in one's self-expression, one is not doing or being real hip hop. The true hip hop scholar apprentice is studying to become hip hop, not just observe hip hop. How can anyone claim any authentic scholarship on something that they themselves are not and equally cannot actually do? Where then is your authority to teach? Our perspective on hip hop and its culture is not an objective one. We love hip hop. We live hip hop. And we are not ashamed or afraid to say that we are hip hop. We are real hip hop. And I just want to say that again. Remember that the point and purpose of the creation of hip hop is for peace, love, unity, and safely having fun. Okay? So how does this tie into the whole Nipsey Hussle thing? Look at what this brother was doing, right? He was classified, as we see in the text here, as a real hip hopper and an MC, right? Street knowledge, street language, street fashion, and entrepreneurialism. Okay, so all of those elements fold into one. Now, how do we move that forward? Everybody's talking about his work in the community and he did all this work and look what he's doing and woo wop. That's absolutely 1,000% true, for sure. But what is the work? How is this work going to move forward? That's the point. This work needs to be sustained. His work must be sustained. Okay, there's no option. The work got to be sustained. Period. How do we do that? We do that collectively. We do that together. We do that with one another on one accord. We don't have to believe in or accept everything that somebody says or believe, but we do got to do this work. We got to figure out how to do this work and keep the work going, producing something for our future where we can look back and say, look at our footprint, look at our fingerprint in history. Look at, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want to be able to look back in our history books and be like, man, you know what? When Nipsey passed, it went up higher, faster, quicker. It was more unity. It was more peace. It was more love. Because remember, again, it's been peaceful in Los Angeles. We've been putting in a lot of work. And I'm on this front line, so we know, man. So chime in. You ain't got to start your own movement. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can chime into where we already are. Joining our project. We're Hope for Hip Hop. We're giving hope through hip hop. We're also healing through hip hop, and that is why I do this right now. That's why I'm live even right now in this moment, so that we can offer something to our future, and we can put this stuff on wax and put it and preserve these things. This is worth preserving. Hip hop is worth preserving. The real stories. This is front line. You're not gonna get this on Channel 2. Notice they never got no pictures of nobody hugging out there. They never got no pictures of people sharing love, sharing water. You know what I'm saying? Like snacks, buying each other food. There was a lot of things going on out there. But what they want to show you, they want to show you when the crowd running. When we heard gunshots. We saw this. And YG came over there and we ran him out of there. And this hood can't come through. They want to show you all of that negativity. But guess what? The big homies, the OGs, they stepping up. These are men, black and brown, grown ass men and women that went through these channels and are still a part of these communities. They're not turning their backs, and we don't have to turn our backs on our community. We should turn our back on violence. We should turn our back on the things that don't serve us. Absolutely. But we don't need to turn our backs on each other. We need each other. We need to connect all the more. And that is the point and purpose of where we are right now. Okay, so the point is, we don't have to succumb to these things that they want to talk about our community with. They want to blame this on either the gangs, the hood, the violence, or hip hop. Straight up, they want to blame all of those things. But look how peaceful it's been. That's why I say it got pig juice written all over it. It's got pig juice written all over it, man. How? Because that dude worked for the feds. What you think that mean? No, he didn't, clock in and go to work every Tuesday at 8, 9 to 5. But when you work and you paid, and it's documented in court documents that dude worked with that one and got this deal and told on that one, and that was the whole reason I believe he was there, was to take bruh out, straight up, man, to take out our LA Prince, our Prince of LA, our legend, our hip hop rap legend from the West Coast, man. That was a good brother, man, doing a lot of good work, bro. And I wish he could have came to celebrate with the hip hop choir last summer. We invited him. I got proof that say I invited the brother. I took the stuff to the store like he asked me to. I took him our packet. I took him our stuff, and he was rocking with us. So that's what I'm saying. When you want to work with people, just work with them. It ain't got to be a famous person. You ain't even got to create something to work on or with. Find something you're passionate about and just really support the people leading it. Because people like me, people like, Hip Hop for Change, people like, Operation Ceasefire, people like, all of these, even just hood names that ain't even got no name. It's Bloods and Crips out here. The hoods is doing it, y'all. Don't let them talk bad about Grape Street. Don't let them talk bad about the CPT. Don't let them talk bad about Inglewood. I've been working with the neighborhoods. We've been with the 5 Juice and the 5 Trades. We've been with the Hunters and the Hoovers and that. Bruh, I'm telling you, this work is being done and we've been doing a great job. But LAPD got to keep their jobs. You feel what I'm saying? They got to do something to stir some shit up. And to me, it got pig juice written all over it. There's a lot of weird stuff happening. A lot of even cops and former cops are talking about, well, I wonder why they did that. And how did they, what? And understand, black cops get it from the inside and out. They getting the same scrutiny that we get on the outside. They get that on the inside. Then when they take their uniform off, they get it on the outside too. How do I know? Because I have relatives. I don't know no police, but I have relatives. And I know people that I'm close to and other friends of mine who have relatives that are in close proximity with their family members. So make no mistake. Make no mistake. This work that's going out is good work. Let's keep up this good work. Let's support this good work. If you want to support Hope for Hip Hop, go ahead and hit that cash tag. It's hashtag Hope, the number 4 Hip Hop. Straight up. It goes right to us and it's going to go to this work. I'm on front line daily. Daily. When I say daily, I mean when you wake up and go to the front line and you go to work, that's my job. The village. Straight up. It's our African village. It's called Africa Town. We're working on a renaming of Africa Town. That is separate and in addition to the Nipsey Hussle Square, which is Crenshaw and Slauson. We're Crenshaw like King, right? We're Crenshaw Coliseum. We're Crenshaw where the park is Vernon, which is what, 1.5 miles from Crenshaw and Slauson? A mile maybe, something like that. So understand that this work is still going out. Understand that this work is still being done. Understand that this work is still good works. It's very much good works. And we're not gonna stop. But we need your support. We need your I would say followership, but whatever you got. Don't just retweet something, do something. Hip Hop Appreciation is coming up. Hire us to come talk to your kids, your church, your community, your neighbors. Have a barbecue, have a birthday party, and just have us come speak. Because understand, this is needed. This right here, what I'm talking about, is needed. I don't care what nobody say. This is needed. Because we are able to self-correct and keep ourselves in check so that we don't need the police like that. And that's where it's going, right? That's where it's going. And I mean, we reaching as far as Chicago, y'all. This work is reaching New York, y'all. You think NYPD, LAPD, Chicago PD, and all that want that? Hell no. But we do. We're that hip hop nation. We're that black and brown nation. And all nations of people This is where we intersect and come alive. It's with the work. We may not be unified nowhere else, but we can be unified in the work. Nobody's arguing when both of y'all teaching a child or a person to read. And I say children because we connect to children, but really it's everybody. Everybody alive deserves this kind of treatment. Sometimes this society teaches us, not sometimes, but this society teaches us, cut them off at 18. They're done, they're grown, they go for their own. But we got 60-year-old and 70-year-old men out here still trying to figure it out. Why? Because when they was 18, they were cut off from society, cut off from the promise in which they wanted to live. Why? Because they was caught up in that system. They made one mistake when they was 13 and they had to go to jail. And then it's been back and forth and in jail and alcoholism and all of these reoccurring effects. They have a great deal of effect on our family. But if we understand, if we take the words that our brother Nipsey was talking about, and we take the words that our brother Tupac was talking about, and we take these positive, not even just inferences, but we take these positive notations and take it to that next level. That's what we're here for. Take it to that next level. Just like, you know, some people say that rap music is on the next level right now. Like, oh, trap music took it to the next level. It's our kids recreating something. Yeah. Because even rap was recreated out of what? Bebop, right? Recreated out of what? Jazz. Recreated out of what? Jamaican reggae. Like all of these things, and from Afrobeat in Africa. So when you put all those elements together, this is what we have. And in the modern day, of course, from person to person, that's gonna change. It's gonna shift. And what we need to do is shift. The shift is happening. We don't need to stay stagnant. The shift is happening. Be a part of the shift. Be a creator. Be a part of the shift. We need you. We need all the work that you have. If you say, you know what, I got 1 hour a day to devote to whatever positive shit, do it. Even if it's just, you know what, I'm going to stand at this gas station and just smile at everybody. Tomorrow, I'm going to go to the park and shake everybody's hand. The next day, you know, I'm going to go hand out some socks because it's still cold out here at night. Or if it's raining where you at, I'm going to give out, I got a couple extra umbrellas I'm going to give out. In the name of hip-hop, and we can do that, and it's absolutely possible. We don't have to shrink back. We can continue to push forward. And that's really what this message is about. If you believe in that message, and that message that this brother lived, then you too can be that. You too can be that. You too can spread that message. You too can really be in a space where changes are made and changes happen. Let's make this happen, y'all. Peace and blessings. Let's keep vibrating higher and higher. Let's keep, you know, lifting up this brother's good name and good spirit with good energy. And it is what it is, y'all. Again, if you want to support Hope for Hip Hop, please do so. Hashtag Hope for Hip Hop. That's Hope, the number 4 Hip Hop. If you want to follow the hashtag, follow us. We're building this thing, y'all. We're not going to stop. I know I've been kind of iffy and not sure. And my vision and my all of that is coming more and more clear each and every day as I just fight for my own sanity and fight for my own, self-preservation. So I got to take care of me first. And make no mistake, community is always on my mind. Family is always on my mind. Hip-hop is always on my mind. African descendants are always on my mind. And that's what my work is for and about all the time. Ashe, that means and so it is. Ashe. Give thanks for you listening, following, texting, tweeting, sharing this video. Again, I'm just calling us higher. I'm calling us higher. Anybody on that messed upness in hip hop? Nah, that ain't the move. And I know they've been checking brothers Kodak Black all week because it ain't the move. It ain't the time. It ain't the move. And never is the time. But you feel me? We're going to ride with this. Peace and love.